I do top or prune my chili plants, but it's not about increasing the yield. I do that to try and maintain its shape. The problem is that in the UK, the season is not very long, and when you top your plant, you're setting it back quite a bit, and it takes a little bit of time to recover again. And I've done some experiments in the past, and I never saw the benefits that would justify topping or pruning. Yes, there are benefits, and yes, you will get a bushier plant. But let me show you something, and you'll see why you don't really need to top or prune. If your plants are healthy, then you shouldn't have a problem. With these three plants, you can see the one on the left is probably the ideal sort of shape that you want. Nice and bushy and large leaves, looking very healthy. On the right, you have two plants. One is a jalapeno and one is a peri-peri. And each of those you might think you need to top. So let's have a closer look and see why maybe you don't need to. Let's take a look at this jalapeno first. We can see that it is quite spread out. There are quite large spaces between each of the nodes. However, if we focus in on this node over here, we can see that there is new growth coming from in between where the leaf is. That'll grow into another branch, and so will that down there. These are going to be very bushy plants. As much as they look very tall right now, these plants will come out just fine. So as long as your plant is healthy, you'll see those nodes, and you'll see that your plant in a month or two's time is going to be very big and bushy. Of course, the ideal situation would be to have all my plants looking as bushy and healthy as this marugula. So even this marugula chili plant is going to be getting a lot bushier. You'll see these little nodes popping up. That's always a sign of a healthy plant to me. So for me, the only topping or pruning I do is if this plant starts getting a bit heavy on the one side, like this one looks like it might do, then I might trim that back just to give it a bit of shape and stop it from leaning one way or the other. But that's about it. I don't do it to increase the yield. It's just not worth it for where I'm growing. Potentially, I could be risking having a smaller yield actually, because my plants might spend too long trying to recover. That's how I do it. That's what works for me in my region. Do an experiment for yourself. Take two plants that are exactly the same variety, started at the same time, top one of them and leave the other one, and see at the end of the season what sort of yield you get in terms of ripe chilies, and then you'll have your answer.